UFC 318. These are my full card predictions and breakdown. I'm excited to break it down and give you guys my predictions. We got the trilogy between Holloway and Poirier, and I'm excited for that fight. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into the first fight of the night. So first fight of the night, we got Carli Judice taking on Nicolle Caliari. And in this fight, I'm going Judice all day. I think Judice's size is going to be too much for Caliari. Caliari, she's going to be trying to push this fight to the cage and use her grappling, try to mix in those submissions. But I think Judice's size is going to be too much for Caliari, and I think she's going to be able to pepper her up at range, use those straight shots. She stands in that southpaw stance, and I think that's going to cause problems for Nicolle. And I really can see Carli Judice just piecing her up on the feet and winning this fight by a decision. I can't really see Caliari being able to submit Judice. Yes, Caliari does have the experience on Judice. Judice only's got 6 fights as a pro, and Nicolle Caliari has 11. So you could say she's got a slight experience advantage over Judice, but I don't think that's going to do enough for her in this fight. And I see Judice being able to win this fight by a decision. I think she's going to be able to pepper her up from range, use those straight shots. And I don't really see Caliari being able to use those takedowns too effectively. I think Judice is going to be able to stuff those takedowns, piece her up on the feet, and win this fight by decision. The odds on this fight, we got Judice sitting at the minus 340 favorite, and Caliari is the plus 280 underdog. I see Judice being able to get it done. I think she's going to be able to use the range, use the size, and piece her up from the outside. Next fight of the night, we got Brunno Ferreira taking on Jackson McVey. Jackson McVey is got a lot of range on Ferreira. Ferreira, yes, he's got that big power. He's got pop in every shot that he throws. He throws those big looping overhand shots trying to knock out his opponents. But in this fight, I don't think the style matchup is going to favor Ferreira. And I'm going the underdog, Jackson McVey, in this fight. I think McVey is going to be able to use his range, keep Brunno Ferreira on the outside. I'm one of those believers in styles make fights. I think McVey's style, he stands in that southpaw stance. The range is going to be a big factor for Ferreira. Could Ferreira maybe land a big overhand shot? That's what a lot of people are thinking. They're thinking Ferreira's going to be able to land a big overhand, knock him out. But I don't really see him being able to land. I think Jackson McVey is going to be able to stay on the outside, use his range, piece up Brunno Ferreira. And I think Brunno Ferreira is going to lose this fight. I think Jackson McVey is going to be able to use the outside shots, pick him apart with the straight punches. And I like his clinch game. He's got solid grappling as well. Brunno Ferreira might try to use some wrestling. But I don't know. Jackson McVey, I think he's got that lengthy, he's got long legs, so those jiu-jitsu positions, he's going to be throwing up triangles, throwing up arm bars if he's on the bottom. But I can see Jackson McVey being able to get it done over Brunno Ferreira. I think he's going to be able to use the range and touch up Brunno Ferreira from the outside. The odds on this fight, we got McVey sitting at a plus 420, and Ferreira is the minus 570 favorite. A lot of people are thinking Ferreira is going to be able to get it done. Could he maybe land a big shot on McVey? Potentially, but if he's not able to land a big shot on McVey, I think McVey is going to be able to piece him apart from the outside. I like McVey to win this fight. I think he's going to use that range. I think this kid's fucking hungry. He wants this shit. And I think he's going to beat Brunno Ferreira. So I'm going Jackson McVey to get it done. I think he's going to win this fight by decision. Next fight of the night, we got Ryan Spann taking on Łukasz Brzeski. In this fight, I'm going Ryan Spann. I think Ryan Spann's boxing is better than Brzeski. I don't like how Brzeski stands. He stands kind of straight up and down. He leaves that chin up in the air. And he's not too impressive in my opinion. He's 9-6 right now. I think Ryan Spann is going to be able to get a win over Brzeski. I think he's going to touch him up on the outside. I think he can even beat him up with big overhand shots. He's going to be pushing him in the clinch. I think Ryan Spann is going to beat up Brzeski in this fight. Brzeski's coming off that loss against Nzechukwu. Ryan Spann, he's got that loss against Waldo Cortez. But before that, he was able to get the win over St. Preux. But in this fight, I really see Ryan Spann being able to beat up Łukasz Brzeski. I think he's going to be touching him up on the feet, landing big shots. And I could see him finishing Brzeski in this fight. I think the style matchup favors Ryan Spann. I think his boxing's better than Łukasz Brzeski. I can't really see Brzeski being able to dominate him on the ground. I don't see him being able to take him down. So I'm going Ryan Spann to get it done over Łukasz Brzeski. The odds on this fight, we got Ryan Spann sitting at a minus 210, and Łukasz Brzeski is the plus 180 underdog. But I can't really see Brzeski being able to get it done. I don't think he's going to be able to win this fight. I think Ryan Spann's going to drop him. And I can see Ryan Spann finishing him, so I'm going Ryan Spann to get this fight done by a KO. Next fight of the night, we got Jimmy Crute taking on Marcin Prachnio. And I've been leaning Jimmy Crute to get this fight done. Jimmy Crute, he's got decent wrestling. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I would say he's got the better wrestling over Prachnio. Jimmy Crute, in his last fight, I felt like we saw him gassing out in the middle of that second round against Prado. And I am worried about his gas tank. Prachnio, he's got a very awkward striking style. Would I say he's a good striker? I would say he's all right. He's just a weird striker. He's a very undimensional style striking. And in this fight, I'm going to go Jimmy Crute to get it done. But Marcin Prachnio, if he could somehow, I don't know, if he's got the better conditioning over Jimmy Crute, I think in the later rounds we could see Marcin Prachnio have success. But I'm going to lean Jimmy Crute to be able to get it done against Prachnio. I think he's going to be able to use the wrestling, and I think on the feet he's pretty strong. But I'm just hoping he doesn't gas out, and I don't want to see Prachnio end up beating him up in the later rounds. But I'm going to go Jimmy Crute to win this fight. The odds on this one, we got Crute sitting at a minus 300 favorite, and Prachnio is the plus 250. I can't go Prachnio to get this one done. I'm going to go Jimmy Crute. I think he'll use the wrestling and win a decision against Prachnio. Could it be close? Potentially could be close, but I'm going to go Crute to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got Adam Fugitt versus Islam Dulatov. And in this fight, I got to go Dulatov. He's coming off that big win in the Contender Series. And did he look amazing in that fight? I would say you could say he looked very good. But he did kind of overextend on his shots. He went crazy. He was able to get it done. But did he kind of overextend on some of his punches and try to go for the finish too fast? Potentially. Fugitt is a little bit odd on the feet. He's got decent power. He likes to come forward, pressure his opponents. But in this fight, you can't go Fugitt to get it done. I think Dulatov will be able to piece him up on the feet. Dulatov, if he somehow loses this fight, I'd be shocked. But Dulatov should be able to go out there, and I'm going to lean a finish for Dulatov. I think he's going to be able to finish Fugitt. Fugitt, he's going to be trying to push him against the cage, try to wrestle Dulatov. But I don't think he's going to be able to have too much success. I think Dulatov's going to be able to piece him up on the feet, crack him up, and I think he knocks out Fugitt. I think he's going to finish Fugitt. The odds on this fight, we got Fugitt sitting at the plus 475, and Dulatov sitting at the minus 650. Fugitt, I'm not too impressed by him. Dulatov, he's got a lot of momentum on him, coming off that big knockout in the Contender Series. And he should be able to get this fight done. So I'm going Dulatov to win this fight by a KO. Next fight of the night, we got Ateba Gautier taking on Robert Valentin. Gautier, a physical specimen. He's got big power on the feet. Dynamic striker, likes throwing knees, elbows. Valentin, I would say he's more of a grappler heavy style. He likes trying to get the submissions, mix in the grappling. But in this fight, I think Gautier is going to fucking destroy Robert Valentin. I think Valentin is not going to be able to get this fight to the ground. I don't think he's going to be able to have success with his submissions. I think Gautier is going to be too strong for him, and I see Gautier finishing Valentin. I think Gautier is going to come out very fast, throw some big bombs on Valentin, and I see him getting this fight done. The odds on this fight, we got Gautier sitting at a minus 650 favorite, and Robert Valentin is the plus 425 underdog. I see Gautier being able to knock out Valentin. I think we're going to see a finish for Gautier, and I think he beats up Valentin in this fight. Next fight of the night, we got Francisco Prado taking on Nikolay Veretennikov. I've been back and forth on this fight. Francisco Prado, 23 years old, young fighter. He's got a lot of potential. He's coming off of 2 losses. And Veretennikov is also coming off of 2 losses. Prado, his last loss was against Jake Matthews. And Veretennikov just lost to Vanderford. But this is a kind of like an interesting style matchup, in my opinion. Veretennikov tends to be very patient. He's not super active on the feet, which I think that might be a problem in this fight. Francisco Prado, I think he's going to be pushing the pace, trying to back up Nikolay. And I think he's going to be throwing those big leg kicks, trying to throw big overhand shots. He's going to be throwing a lot of combinations in this fight. Veretennikov, he's going to be sitting back. He kind of waits on his shots. He is not too active on the feet. He kind of just waits for counters. But could that be a problem for Francisco Prado? Potentially. Veretennikov does have a slight range advantage. I've been back and forth on this fight because I feel like, I don't know, could it go either way? I think it potentially could. If Veretennikov's on point from the outside, piecing up Francisco Prado, I think he should be able to get the fight done by decision. But Francisco Prado is going to be coming forward, throwing a lot of combinations, very active on the feet. I'm not sure on this one. This fight is very back and forth in my head. I don't know who I want to go. I feel like you could lean Prado. What are the odds? Let's check the odds on this fight. We got Prado sitting at a minus 145, and Veretennikov is the plus 125 underdog. I don't know. Veretennikov, I'm going to go Prado. I think Prado is going to be able to get it done. He is still young. I think he is going to be improving in the up and coming years. Veretennikov, I wouldn't say he's that impressive. He's pretty mid, I would say. He doesn't throw enough punches. I'm going to go Prado. I think his activity and his combination punches are going to be coming through on Veretennikov. So I'm going to lean Prado to get this fight done. Do I see him finishing Veretennikov? No. I'd see him winning this fight by a decision, if anything. But I don't know. I think this fight's going to be close. Veretennikov kind of got an odd style. He sits back and waits for his opponents to come at him. So maybe that could frustrate Prado. But I'm going to lean Prado to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got Marvin Vettori taking on Brendan Allen. And in this fight, I think Brendan Allen is going to be able to get it done. I think we're going to see a lot of grappling in this fight. Marvin Vettori likes to come forward, use those fucking heavy overhand shots, pushes opponents on the back foot. But I don't know. I like Brendan Allen to win this fight. I think he's going to be able to grapple him up. I think he's going to use the cage to his advantage. And I can see him winning a decision over Marvin Vettori. The odds on this fight, we got Vettori sitting at a plus 173, and Allen is the minus 203 favorite. Brendan Allen, I think, is going to be able to beat Marvin Vettori. I think he's better on the ground. And I think we'll see Brendan Allen get this fight to the ground pretty fast. I would say right away he's going to be trying to get this fight to the ground, use the wrestling. Marvin Vettori, he's a dog. He's a beast. He comes forward. He likes to fight. But I don't know. In this fight, I think Allen's going to win. So I'm going Allen to get this fight done. I'm going to lean a decision win for Allen. So could Vettori potentially knock out Allen? I don't think so. I don't know. I think Brendan Allen's going to be able to win this fight by decision. Next fight of the night, we got Kyler Phillips taking on Vinicius Oliveira. Oliveira, he's got solid grappling, very explosive striker. He likes throwing big looping shots on the feet. Do I like how he sits up with his chin straight up in the air? Not necessarily. I think his center line is there to get cracked with some big shots. He's coming off that win against Said Nurmagomedov. But I don't know. In this fight, Kyler Phillips, his striking style, I would say it's you could say slick, a little bit undimensional. And I think that might throw off Vinicius Oliveira in this fight. Kyler Phillips, very slick on the feet. He switches stances very often. And I don't know. I think that's going to fucking be a problem for Oliveira. I think Kyler Phillips wins this fight. I'm going Kyler Phillips to get it done. I think his style is going to throw off Oliveira because he be moving around, dancing, switching stances. He's very loose on the feet, very limber. And I don't know, if he can get in his flow state, I think he's going to be able to piece up Oliveira. Oliveira, I think he's going to be trying to come forward, land some big bombs on Kyler Phillips. We might see Oliveira even try to use the grappling. But I think Kyler Phillips is going to be able to beat Oliveira. I think he touches him up on the feet. The odds on this fight, we got Phillips sitting at a plus 128 underdog, and Oliveira is the minus 148 favorite. But yeah, in this fight, I like Kyler Phillips to win. I think Kyler Phillips is going to be able to get it done. Kyler Phillips is coming off that loss against Rob Font, but I do think Rob Font has got very solid striking, so I don't think that's a terrible loss for Kyler Phillips. But in this fight, I like to go Kyler Phillips. I like the underdog in this fight. Vinicius Oliveira, he does got power on the feet, but I don't know. He leaves that chin exposed at times, and I think he is there to get hit. And I think we could see Kyler Phillips capitalize on that, and I think he's going to be touching him up. Next fight of the night, we got Johnson. We got Michael Johnson taking on Daniel Zellhuber. Is anyone really going Michael Johnson? There's probably some crazies out there going Johnson, but you got to go Zellhuber in this fight. I think Zellhuber is going to be fucking cracking Johnson up on the feet. I think he's too technical, too poised. Michael Johnson's going to be trying to sit in there, throw some bombs with Zellhuber, but I think Zellhuber's range is going to be too much for Johnson, and I see him just cracking him up on the feet. I think he's going to be busting him up, throwing big shots, and I think Zellhuber could finish Johnson in this fight. So I'm going to lean Zellhuber to get it done. I'm going to say second round. I'm going to go second round finish for Zellhuber. The odds on this fight, we got Zellhuber, the minus 600 favorite, and Johnson is the plus 400 underdog. I don't really see a way to victory for Michael Johnson unless he lands some crazy overhand bomb and knocks out Zellhuber, but I think Zellhuber should be able to dominate Michael Johnson, piece him up from the outside. So I'm going Zellhuber to get it done. Round 2, I think he could finish Johnson. Next fight of the night, we got Dan Ige taking on Patricio Pitbull. This is an interesting style, I would say. I would say they kind of got similar styles. They got similar frames on them. They both kind of look like they could be related. But I'm going to go Dan Ige. I think Dan Ige's got a little more power, a little more pop on his punches. Patricio Pitbull's a little bit older. If Patricio Pitbull was in his prime, it could be a different story. I think Patricio Pitbull is not going to win this fight. I think Dan Ige is going to be pushing the pace of this fight. I think he's going to be coming forward on Patricio Pitbull. I think he'll be cracking him with some big shots. Pitbull, I mean, it could be close. I don't know. It could be close, but I'm going to go Dan Ige to get it done by a decision. Patricio Pitbull, he is a savage. He's got solid striking. He's got good grappling. But Dan Ige, I can't pick him against. I can't pick against Dan Ige in this fight. So I think Dan Ige is going to be able to get it done. Ige is sitting at the minus 220 favorite, and Patricio Pitbull is the plus 185 underdog. Patricio Pitbull, he's coming off that loss against Yair Rodriguez, where I didn't think he looked too good. I don't know. I didn't really like how he was standing. I didn't like how he was moving in that fight. I gotta go Dan Ige. He's coming off that big knockout against Sean Woodson too. Some people could say that was an early stoppage, but he was able to beat Woodson. Before that, you got the loss against Murphy, and before that against Lopez. But I don't know. I think this fight is going to favor Ige, and I think Ige is going to be able to perform against Pitbull in this fight. So I'm going Dan Ige to get it done. Next fight of the night, we got Kevin Holland taking on Daniel Rodriguez. Holland is going to be using that grappling in this fight. And even on the feet, he's going to be using the range, touching up Daniel Rodriguez. Rodriguez coming off that win against Ponzinibbio, but Ponzinibbio isn't no Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland is going to be too long for Daniel Rodriguez. I think on the feet, Kevin Holland's going to have success. And I think we're going to see Kevin Holland probably submit Daniel Rodriguez in this fight. I think we could see him get it to the ground, use that jiu-jitsu, tap out Daniel Rodriguez. I like Kevin Holland to win this fight. The odds on this one, we got Holland sitting at a minus 525 favorite, and Daniel Rodriguez is the plus 380 underdog. I can't see D-Rod getting it done. I think Kevin Holland's going to be piecing him up on the feet, and even when this fight gets to the ground, I think we could see Kevin Holland tap out Rodriguez. So I'm going to go Kevin Holland to get the submission over Daniel Rodriguez. Next fight of the night, we got Paulo Costa taking on Roman Kopylov. I'm going Kopylov in this fight. Kopylov, I think he's going to be too loose and limber for Costa. He's going to be dancing on him from the outside, bouncing up and down, tagging him up with some nice straight shots. Costa's going to be trying to come forward, throw some big bombs, but I don't know. Costa's last fight against Sean Strickland, it was a split decision, but I don't know. I think Kopylov's style is going to be too much for Paulo Costa. I think he's going to be too loose. He's going to be moving around too much, a little too fast for Paulo Costa. I think Roman Kopylov is going to be tagging him up. Do I see him finishing Paulo Costa? No. Costa's a strong motherfucker, and I could see him going to a decision, but I think Roman Kopylov is going to be able to win this fight by decision, tag up Paulo Costa from the outside. The odds on this fight, we got Costa sitting at a plus 189 underdog, and Kopylov is the minus 224 favorite. Kopylov, I think, is going to be able to perform very well in this fight. I think he's going to be tagging up Paulo Costa. I think he's going to be peppering him. I think Costa's going to be busted up on the feet. I think Kopylov's going to be busting up Costa on the feet, so I'm going Kopylov to get it done. Now, on to the main event. We got Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier, the trilogy. Holloway, yes, he's lost to Dustin Poirier 2 times. But in this third fight, I like Holloway to get it done. I think Holloway is too slick. I think he's better than he was before, and especially Dustin Poirier. We could say Dustin Poirier is still the same. I don't know. He's gotten a little bit older. I don't know. He might have got a little bit slower. And Max Holloway, I think, is going to be dancing on him. I think Max Holloway is going to be too slick for him. In his last fight, Holloway lost it to Poirier, but before he got KO'd, it's not like he was looking bad. He was still in that fight, but then he just got caught with a big shot. Do I see Dustin Poirier being able to knock out Max Holloway? No, I don't. Dustin Poirier, he's going to have that home crowd advantage. He's going to be having everybody cheering for him. This is the retirement fight. But I also don't think that's a great thing. He knows he's going to be finished after this fight. Could that mess with his head a little? I don't know. I think Max Holloway gets it done. I think he's going to be tagging up Dustin Poirier on the feet. I don't know. Max Holloway, I like his style. I think his boxing is going to be too slick for Poirier. He's going to be tagging him up. Poirier, he's going to be coming forward, trying to land big punches, big bombs. But I don't know. I don't think the striking is going to be enough for Dustin Poirier to win the fight. I think Holloway is going to be a little too slick for him. And I think he's going to be cracking him up on the feet. So I'm going Max Holloway to get this fight done. I think it's going to be a decision. I don't think he's going to finish Dustin Poirier. But Max Holloway, I think he's going to be too slick in this fight, too fast. He's going to be mixing in his combinations very nicely, and I see him being able to get it done against Dustin Poirier in this trilogy fight. The odds on this fight, we got Holloway sitting at a minus 138 favorite, and Poirier is the plus 118 underdog. There's people definitely picking Poirier because he's got a lot of hype. Oh, it's his last fight. He's got the hometown advantage, but I don't know. I like Holloway to get this fight done. I think Holloway is going to be able to piece him up. I think he's going to be too fast for him. And in the last fight, Holloway, look at the physique of Holloway now. Shredded out, lean, ripped. When they fought before, he didn't look the same. He didn't look like that. He wasn't in as good a shape, I feel like. He wasn't as ripped up. I think now he's stronger. I think he's better. I think he's quicker. And I think he's going to be beating up Dustin Poirier in this fight. So I'm going Max Holloway to get this fight done by a decision. So those are my full card predictions for UFC 318. Let me know what you guys think of my picks. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.